I literally was just about to change to change scenes, and I see you say that. I hope you're having a good shower. Don't think of me. I hope it's a nice shower, is what I can say. Okay. Hi! Wait, I'm sipping my tea. Hello, everyone. I will admit I am a little nervous today because if you have been with me since the beginning, or even just for a bit, I'll think of not Anya while I shower. Okay, have fun with that. If you have noticed, I have never done a just chatting stream. It's I've never done a just chatting stream. I wish you could see my hands moving as I articulate. Because okay, the thing is, I'm gonna be vulnerable at the very first part of the stream. Very vulnerable. It's that I am scared that people won't find me interesting if I just yap. So I always have to have something else going on, whether it's drawing or editing a picture or playing a game or whatever. Maybe a shower would help. I usually shower at night, and I know that's not optimal for most people, but thumbs up. I will wash my hair tonight though. So, today is a just chatting stream because I've never done that before. I've never done a just chatting. I've never just yapped at my screen without anything else. So, I'm a little nervous because I've never done that before. I will. I'm so scared that people don't find me interesting. But you guys wouldn't have stuck around if you didn't think I was interesting to listen to. Right? That makes sense, right? I think that makes sense in my head at least. So, I don't know how long I'll be. I don't know how much there is, like, how much I have to, like, share in the months I've been gone. Because some of them, I don't know if I should publicize. Not because it's bad, but, like, personal safety and all that, whatever. Okay. So while we're here, I have my water bottle. It's like 0.8 liters, I think. So I will be hydrated as I yap. So hopefully my throat doesn't dry out or anything. I also have English breakfast tea, even though it's 2 p.m. and it's not breakfast time. Because my other teas, I do have what's it called? The British tea. I do have Earl Grey, and I have a bunch of others, but the others are loose leaf. And my problem is I could not be asked to use my French press. Yes, I use a French press with my loose leaf tea because we do have like a little tea strainer, but every time I use it, a lot of the smaller tea bits get loose, as in it's not being filtered properly, and I really don't want to use like those disposable tea bags because if I use those disposable tea bags, I might as well have just bought bagged tea. So I'm using a French press for my loose leaf tea. Hey, it save the environment or whatever. But as I said, I could not be asked to use my French press, so I'm just using my English breakfast tea, which by the way is at least 3 years old, and it's still fine. Excuse me. I just need it to steep a little longer than usual. I think the recommended time for black tea is 3 to 5 minutes, and I've had this steeping for like 10 minutes, and it's fine. Tea doesn't actually expire. Tea doesn't go bad. Just, what's the word? It's just not as strong, so you steep it for a little longer. Or if you can't be asked to steep it for a little longer, just use 2 bags of tea. It's so smart. Yeah, since we're just chilling, chatting, I hope you guys are enjoying like a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. That was my other option. I have matcha coffee. The flavor is called Singaporean Morning, and I've had it for about a year now. I need to search. Does coffee expire? Where's my mouse? Does coffee expire? Coffee doesn't necessarily expire, but it does go stale. Okay. Okay, it's fine then. So my matcha coffee is fine. That matcha coffee Singaporean morning is the only coffee that I can drink without adding any like milk or sugar or whatever. Like my Vietnamese coffee, I need to tone that down so much. It is so strong. Like I make an actual Vietnamese coffee with it, as in with the what's it called? Oh god, words are hard. The the condensed milk. That took me way too long to remember what condensed milk was. I actually yeah, because it's drip coffee. Yeah, my Vietnamese coffee that I did get from Vietnam, and my matcha coffee flavored Singaporean morning, which I did get from Singapore. They're both drip coffees, and the Vietnamese coffee I actually do make it like Vietnamese style with the condensed milk. But that I the Vietnamese coffee is so strong. It's really good. If I especially if I need to like lock in and work, coffee doesn't usually, it doesn't actually wake me up, but it puts me in the zone where I'm gonna work. I'm looking at the mic as if the mic is looking at me. Those are the drinks. I was considering hot chocolate, but I think Swiss Miss does actually expire because there's sugar in it. I don't know. I could just get Ricola and make my own hot chocolate. Actually, what's it called? My grandmother used to make really really good, really really creamy hot chocolate. It's literally just Ricola powder boiled and then condensed milk. But for some reason, no one in my family can get it right. They cannot understand the recipe. It's barely a recipe. It's two, maybe three things if you count water. Like my aunt, her daughter, my grandmother's daughter. She is really good in the kitchen. Like she whips things up so easy, but she also cannot get a grasp of that hot chocolate. But I was the closest, according to my mother, I was the closest to getting that hot chocolate recipe. So I'm hoping I should try making it again. We usually have it over the holidays, but we didn't get to do that year. Last year entering this year. Last year entering this year, we were more on alcohol. I think it's because I can now drink that we have opted for drinking. I think I had rosé. Oh, that's something. I was not around to greet you guys a happy holidays. I think I did on Discord, but I didn't I just said, "Oh, Merry Christmas, oh Happy New Year or Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate." But I didn't actually get to ask how you guys are doing. I didn't talk about the holidays. I just greeted you guys and I feel a little bad. I didn't get to go out because my family is more of we don't really go out to celebrate. We just order food or we make something and we just have a nice dinner at home. My mom hardly cooks, if ever, but over the holidays is usually when she brings out her one recipe of baked salmon with pesto and some kind of cheese or something. I should ask her for that recipe so I can make it too. Okay. I just started yapping and now I'm like, did I say a lot? And I just talked about tea and drinks. Okay. I wanted to do this stream as a little I mentioned this already as an update of where I've been, what's been going on with me. So my last stream was in September, I believe. Not counting yesterday. My last stream was September. So from October to January, I wasn't streaming. I was still drawing. I did post art, but I have not been streaming. Okay. Because I didn't plan to take a break. I don't want to. Like, I mentioned this yesterday. I feel like I'm repeating myself. But I did write a lot in my planner, oh, consider streaming today. Or, oh, you have to do this. Why not do it on stream? Things like that. And I just never did. It's just something was going on personally, just a little interrelationship problem. Some and admittedly that has caused me to like step back socially everywhere. Like even my buddies, I hardly joined voice chats or anything. I kind of just I retreated into my yaoi cave. I just I'm like I just watched Given and I watched the summer Hikaru died and I just enjoyed my little shows, my little guys, and that did help me feel better. It didn't solve any of my problems, but at least I wasn't wallowing. But yeah, during that period, I was pretty antisocial. I was still active in Discord servers. I talked to people through text, but actually physically talking in voice chat or going out with my friends just hardly happened. I I guess that was a bit of a depressive episode, and that's why I didn't stream. But by the time I felt like I could stream I guess emotionally, I could stream emotionally, I got a job. It wasn't a formal job. It's already past tense. It's crazy. The time I was gone, I got a job and left. It's not a formal job. It's not contracted, is the thing. There are no contracts. It's entirely freelance. You just say, hey, I'm free on this day, and if they need you, they'll call you. That's basically it. I only I was only there for like 10 shifts, I think. 10 events. Because it is a photography company and they do events like weddings, birthdays, corporate parties, or whatever. And it's fine. I don't know how much I can say about it without one, doxing myself, or two, having them find me and hunt me down. But at the same time, there wasn't a contract on for either party. So it's like like it's more socially, Like legally I should not get in trouble for saying anything, but socially, if they find me, I don't know how much I can say without getting into social trouble. Okay, what can I say about it? Well, like I I do want a stable income job. I need one. I graduated college a year and a half ago, and I'm I will admit I haven't been like desperately hunting. If I see if I see something that interests me from a company that interests me, then I will apply. Because I strongly believe in working in things that make you not miserable. Like something that makes you incredibly happy is really hard to find. So, this the bare minimum standard is that it's in a company that doesn't make you miserable, or like work that doesn't make you miserable. Because work is work, life is life, work life balance, etc. I can admit that I haven't been like desperately job hunting with like releasing 100 applications a day. I'm not for that, and I have this, and I was doing commissions anyway. It's not a lot of commissions, but it was enough that I could go out and hang out with my friends, at least. And the money I got from that job. Okay. So that job, like I mentioned, completely freelance. You just say, I'm free on this day, and then they'll call you if they need you. It's like, it is photography, but it's like a photo booth. It's a photo booth. It's a photo booth. What am I saying? And during like the training, the briefing or whatever, they said like, oh, after a set amount of events, we will have to start training you to be the photographer. And because when you just start out, you are handling the photo booth. You're handling the booth part of the photo booth when you start. And Obviously, it can't stay like that. So after a set amount of events, they want to start training you to hold the camera. And I do have a background. I do have a degree in visual arts. I have I have my own camera, so during the training, like I'm I'm capable. They know I'm capable. I showed that I am capable. But after a bit, like in the number of events I've been to, I've held the camera like 2 or 3 times during an event, and I understand that they don't want to like just pass it on to someone without a proper sit down, train them with the camera. I get it, because even if I have like a background or an understanding of photography, they are a company, and just because I have my own photographic skills doesn't mean that the way I do it adheres to their style. So I get it. It's fine. But at a certain point, it's just like, I thought you wanted to train people. You know? It wasn't terrible. Cause I did a good job. I was doing well. I didn't it's not a lot of events, and honestly it is minimum wage, I would say. The problem with the Philippines is that minimum wage isn't by hour, it's by day. So minimum wage is like 650, I think, in Manila. 650 in a day. And that's an 8-hour day. So getting paid like, I'm not saying how much, I don't know if I can say that. I know legally there's no contract, so I probably can, but I'm not taking too many risks. So the amount I get paid as the booth handler, I feel like it just doesn't match with how long we are out. Because it's an event, right? It's a wedding. Like, you get at the venue like an hour or two before anyone else arrives, and you stay an hour like after everyone leaves. Well, not exactly after everyone leaves, but like you stay a little longer, you know? Because our setup is we go to the office for an hour, we set everything up, and then there's the drive to the location, and then we set everything up again. Because like the first setup is to make sure everything we have is working, and then when we get there, it's there, it's working, and it's just putting it all together. And then there's the actual event, and then you have to clean up, and then to commute back, and then you have to go inventory everything that you had. And like for most days, I was out of the house until like midnight or 1 a.m. And I just feel like, for me, the booth handler that gets paid less, including the actual photographer, who gets paid more, a lot more than quote unquote minimum wage, I just feel like that kind of effort should be worth more. Because it's not just like the amount of hours, it's also the skill. You know what I mean? Like, theoretically, taking up, like, we have like set guidelines for taking pictures, right? We have, like, if you're using this lens, this is the setting you use. Like, especially when you're under a company, you have to adhere to their style. So it's all a set of rules. So theoretically, it's just, you hold up the camera, you point it to your subject, you take a picture. Theoretically, it's easy, but what happens when you're troubleshooting? You know, it's not just knowing how to handle the camera, it's knowing how to talk to the guests, it's knowing how to get them to pose, it's a lot. The thing about behind the scenes, like events work, a lot of it is theoretically easy. And when you're experienced, for sure, it's like second nature. I just don't think how hard. It's not hard. I just don't think the amount of fatigue I put into it was worth it. And honestly, I think I would have kept going if it weren't for some more internal things. That one I think I'd rather not say. There are just things going on. Like, okay, my coworkers are great. anyone that I've been partnered up with, they are so wonderful, and like they are so welcoming and chill, and I'm glad to have worked with them. And honestly, maybe in another setting, we'd be buddies, we'd be friends. But there are just things that happened that I am not comfortable being in that situation. Nothing like illegal or anything. Nothing that would legally get someone in trouble. It's just it's just me. Well, is it just because I show my buddies like screenshots of the group chat of the things that have been said, and they're like, dude, what the hell? It's just I get why those things happen. And I get why things are said. I just don't want to be in an environment where it is said. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So, I am very grateful for that opportunity. I am glad to have been there. I'm glad to have like experience in the industry. I feel like I learned how hard it actually is to be in the events industry. Like, I know it's grueling. Like, weddings are at least like the reception alone is like 2 or 3 hours. So plus the actual ceremony and the proceedings, it's obviously gonna be a 12-hour day. But I don't know. I just felt like the fatigue wasn't too worth it at that point. Cause like if I really think about it, I asked my buddy for help because if I handled an event all on my own, I can't do like a 200 guest wedding on my own. That you're asking too much from me. But I guess like 100 guest, like a get together. I did like shoot a debut before, like an 18th birthday, all on my own. And if I wasn't doing that for a buddy, that was already 5K. Cause okay, another reason I didn't want to keep working there is I don't like the same day delivery kind of creative output. I know I do that during conventions, but that's because I draw fast. Like I already have that skill. But for like how do you say that? Okay, because for conventions and on the spot commissions, it's like a given that you're not getting the best of the best work ever. Because how good can you draw in 30 minutes in a crowded area, and like on top of having to sell your merch and stuff? There's like an understanding that as good as this is as good as it is. This is a style specifically meant to be doable in a short amount of time. But for my most of my commissions, my turnaround is like at minimum 2 weeks. Because like even if I can theoretically finish a drawing in a day, I want to back and forth with my client and say like, hey, this is what I've done. Are you good with this? Can I move forward to the next step, etc. And I feel the same way about photography, right? Because what I want to do, because what they do, right? You take pictures, you print it out and hand it out. And I love photo booths. Don't get me wrong. I understand the appeal of photo booths, the same day delivery, whatever. But I feel like I would rather, just personally, my personal belief system around events photography, I would rather take as many photos as I can on the day, then across like a week or just maybe 3 days. I think this is a fast process. I would personally pick out at least half decent to the best photos. Like take out all the photos that are blurry, take out the photos where people are like with their eyes closed, etc. Where it's not salvageable by editing. So there's those photos. Do minor edits to make sure it all matches, and then send them to the client. And it's like, hey, are we happy with this? I got an alert from Globe. Okay. Yeah, so the idea is I'll send those, like, those minimally edited photos. Like, are we happy with this selection? It's like, you know, I will edit more as needed, but I just want to know if you're good with this, because that's what I do. And then if they have any particular favorites, I will go back in and, just make them better. Because my personal photography philosophy is I want 80% of the work to be done in camera. I want my settings to be correct already. So all I have to do is like maybe a little color grade and color balance. Because sometimes the light doesn't work with you, you know? That's just how it is. The light doesn't always work with you. I mentioned earlier that I asked the buddy for help on this. We want to start our own, like, I don't want to say a company, but like photography partnership. This guy is my photo buddy till the end. Like, oh, I don't know if I've told this story before, but there was this one New Year's. I think it was 2024 New Year's, like 2023 entering 2024 New Year's. Like, he mentioned to me that because I do a lot of different kinds. I handle a lot of different kinds of cameras. I have instant film, 35mm film, and like a DSLR and a mirrorless and a digicam. I just have a lot of cameras. And this guy, when we met at our college dorm. He dormed with, he was on a different floor, but it was a college dorm. Like, we were hanging out as a group, and then he's just fascinated by my cameras. And then during that New Year's, I think it was a post that was like, oh, send this to someone you want to thank for something. And he told me that, like, how did he say that? I've always been interested in film photography, but seeing you do it made me realize it's actually possible. And I'm just like, really? I inspired that in you? That's so sweet. And now I think he's a lot more knowledgeable than I am on photography. And it's so sweet. It means a lot to me that just me doing something I already enjoy inspired someone to pursue that, so that's that guy is my photo friend till the end, I think, because every time there's an event or a walk, there's always an invite, like, hey, this company is hosting a photo walk in this area, do you want to come? Or there's this museum I want to go to, it has this really pretty area, let's bring our cameras, let's go take pictures, etc. We are planning another photo walk. I think we're calling it the color walk, where each person is assigned a color. I think I wouldn't say viral, but I think it's going around on TikTok or IG Reels or whatever, where people in the group are assigned a color, and when they go on the walk together, they have to take pictures of a thing with that color. So that's what we want to do. We are planning for April. There are no solid plans yet, but we cannot do until the end of March because we both have conventions we need to attend. That's your hydration check, except I'm drinking tea, so it's not really my water check. So hydration check, drink check. So yeah, we're planning that walk, and I really hope it pulls through, because I admittedly I don't go out of the house as much as I should. So being able to go out with buddies and take pictures would really help me, I think. Yeah. And one of my New Year's resolutions, actually, was to take one picture every day. Doesn't matter how boring it is or what I have planned, what I'm doing. I have to take one picture every day. I think great to document your life. It would be better if I could, go out and touch grass more often. But I think it kind of serves as a motivator for me to do something other than rot in bed. Excuse me. And I think that's also what pushed me to stream again. Yeah, I'd say so. Like, it's so easy to get lost in your head. I get lost in my head so much, and I think just, one picture every day reminds me that I am a human person in this world. And I know it's not that deep, but it could be that deep. My other does anyone have New Year's resolutions? Do people actually do those? Or do people just say things? Because I don't normally have New Year's resolutions. I normally don't care for it, but I thought, why not? So that's one. Take a picture every day. I don't even know if I've kept up. I missed one day where I was just rotting, but other than that, it's fine. If I don't know what to take a picture of, I usually just take a picture of my dog because I appreciate him each and every day anyway. My other New Year's resolution is to care about my appearance a little bit more. Like, I have so many clothes, but pretty much the entirety of last year, whenever I went out, I was just wearing shorts and a shirt and a jacket, or something to that effect. And frankly, I have too big of a wardrobe to go out looking like that. Like, I have so many clothes. I have clothes from 10 years ago. They still fit. But I have clothes from 10 years ago, And I should use it. I should. So that's what I've been trying to do. I've been digging through my closet every time I need to go out. So every time I go out, even if it's not the most elaborate outfit, I'm telling myself, like, words are so hard. Being overdressed is not a bad thing. Like, there's this TikTok, I think, I don't know, short, whatever, of a girl who goes into her class in a pink fur coat. And it's just like, you know what? I get it. So I think I'd rather be overdressed and looking a little nice than being an NPC, And I will be an NPC to most people. It's fine. There's no problem with being an NPC in people's lives. But, I just like to care a little bit more about how I present myself. Because, like, for the longest time, I've just had the mentality of, like, what's it called? It's kind of like here on a stream where this is my first just chatting, as I mentioned. I have this mentality that people will see me through the things that I do. And I think that's the most important. I still think that's the most important thing. But, in the way you dress yourself, that also says a lot about what you do and how you perceive yourself, at least. And I found that I've been a little more confident. Like, my back's more straight, my chin is higher. It's nice to look cute. And I want to be more active, but that's one of those things where I don't think I can force myself to do it because of, of diet culture and fat phobia, and it's just, I am scared to go down that route, even though I know part of it would be good for me. Like, I should work out, but saying the word should just makes me feel guilty for not doing it. And it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing that it's hard to get into. So, in lieu of the work out more New Year's resolution, what I'm thinking of is just go out more. Like be less afraid to just leave the house. Like, literally, I think New Year's Day, my friend joked, like, "Hey, do you want to have coffee a 2-hour ride away from where we live?" And I'm like, you know, my parents would never let me do that. And then I tell my parents, it's like, oh, you know, my buddy said we can go have coffee at this shop that's 2 hours away. And my mom just goes, well, I mean, why not? I'm like, you're serious? And so we did. We did go to that coffee shop 2 hours away. It wasn't even the coffee shop we wanted to go to. We picked up another friend and we're like, oh, we know. And they were like, oh, I know this other place. And that's where we went. And it was fun. And then there was like a theme park nearby. We went to the theme park. We didn't do any rides, but we did like a game of darts where you pop the balloon. And that was fun. And then we had dinner in the area. And I was home so late. But by God, that was the most impromptu long distance drive I've ever had. Like, I hardly go out with my parents as is, you know? And being in an Asian family, you know how they're like more... What's the word? More protective of their feminine children. And I get it. So the fact that they let me out, it's like, okay, I will take this opportunity to set the New Year's resolution to just go out more. And I don't think I've been very successful, but plans are being made. That's another fun update. I had a Valentine's date with my best friend of 18 and a half years. I love her so much. Like, okay, this Valentine's Day, crazy. So, she picked me up because the place we wanted to go to was near my area. Because our unwritten agreement is, if it's near my area, she would pick me up and then she'll drive. If it's near her area, I'll pick her up and I'll drive. And oh my God, we've known each other for 18 and a half years. We're old enough to both drive and earn money and spend money, except she's in med school and I need to get a job. So, your 20s are weird. People are working. But people are working. Some people are still studying. You have friends that are getting married. Some friends have kids. Like, God. Whatever, man. Anyway, so my Valentine's date, she picks me up. We go have coffee and a snack at this really hole in the wall, super, super cute coffee shop. Like, it's so... they have like a little display of Pop Marts. I actually don't know what, like, the blind box toys. They have a little display of it, and there's a little, like, I don't know if it's a real record player, but they're displayed around the record player looking thing. And it's so cute. And it's not expensive. I think it's just right. I think the coffee was just right. Actually, the more that I think about it, no, it's fine. Yeah, it's good. Like, compared to other quote-unquote higher end or more mainstream coffee shops, I think it's fine. That price is fine. It's really good. And it's really cute. And I love the vibes. But we had to leave faster than I thought we could. Because I wanted to stay a couple hours, but apparently, they have an event, so we had to leave earlier. So what we did is we went to a nearby, what do I call it? Oh God, what do I call it? Oh, what's that word I'm thinking of like, it's not a park. And not quite an attraction. I don't know what the proper word but I don't know what the proper term would be. But like a really nice area to take a walk around. And by God, I took the best photos of her. She is so cute. I'm so happy. It was just a walk, We walked around, yapped, took pictures. In that area, there was like a little orchid display. There was like an orchid competition or something. And there was just a bunch of, not just orchids, but like flowers, presenting orchids. And like, God, it was so cool. And it's like, these are things that you won't know about unless you go and actually leave the house. Like, I didn't know that the Philippines had like an orchid society. That's really cool. I should Google. Philippine Orchid Society. Yeah, I wouldn't have known if I didn't go out and touch grass. And like, I hope I can go around more and see more of these things because that's so cool. Like, I wonder what other kinds of communities and societies we have here that I've never even heard of or comprehended the possibility of, you know? Oh, wait, I need to check.
Oh,
Okay, that's fine. I don't know, man. It's so sick. So it was a really, really nice walk with a lot of plants, and there were a lot of people also on the date, probably. Most likely, it was Valentine's Day. Like it was exactly Valentine's Day. So just a lot of couples lovey-dovey, like having snacks and picnics together in the area. It was really nice. But this one's funny. The funniest for me is okay, it's Valentine's Day. This area. I don't know I don't know how sponsors work. Sponsored by a condom company. A condom company. And I just think it's really funny that they saw us, two female presenting people. We were wearing like cute short skirts and pink, and our hair was done up. We were very feminine. And they asked us, "Hey, would you like to play?" They had like puzzles or a challenge or whatever, and we did. And they gave us 22 condoms. We counted it. Is like for they gave us like a handful at first. It's like, "Oh, okay, cool, thank you." And then we did their little puzzle challenge thing. And then and then they gave us more. It's like, "Okay, what are two girls going to do with 22 condoms?" Two girls who aren't seeing any boys. It's crazy. It's so funny. I don't want to say that's a highlight of my day, but that was really funny. Oh, one of my favorite parts of the day. I Damn, that one was the more interesting one. This one is a little less interesting, I think. It's a little more boring, but I think it was funny. Because I just had my camera out. I'm training myself to observe and look and just take pictures, right? And this area was looking abandoned. Like things were broken off the walls. There's a bunch of debris on the floor. So I took a like I can maybe I can pull it up. Let me pull it up. Is Let me pull up that specific photo that I'm thinking of. Oh wow. File is huge. This is what happens when I shoot at really high. How big is it? Okay. It's this photo. Looks like this. This is the photo I took of the area. This is the photo I took. And I said, that's very basically haunted. That looks haunted. Right? That looks haunted. And then what happened was, well, like my best friend says like, oh wait, no, I say like, that looks haunted. What if there's a ghost? And my best friend says, there is a ghost. And I was looking at her like, what do you mean? What do you mean there is a ghost? And then I turn around and I was like face to face with the freaking Spider-Man cosplayer. I jumped out my skin, dog. He just stood there. I don't know if he reacted under the mask. I was like, God. Hello, cheese. It was a large photo, and yes, it was 100%, 1,000% haunted. What other photos can I share? Wait, without doxing us. Oh, I took a photo of this cat. What else did I take that day? This will show definitely where we were, but I think that's fine. I took this photo of the sky. It's not the most interesting photo. I think photos of the sky aren't very like storytelling wise, they're not the most interesting, but they're pretty to look at. What other interesting photos do I have? Oh, I took this picture of Kaito. It was Kaito's birthday is the 14th or the 17th, depending on which calendar you follow. That is in fact the sky. It is the sky. There's that. Oh, there's this truck that says, what does it say? Don't stow items here, okay? Which I thought was really funny. So there's that. What photos can I share? That's not doxing anyone. Oh yeah, another photo of the sky. This is what the sky looked like outside my window one day. Which I thought was really sick. I don't know why it's so grainy. But yeah. These are things that's like, I happily put them in my archive of works or my portfolio. But on stream is different, you know what I mean? The thing is, like, I'm not, like, my face and legal name is not a secret. It's whatever. But just having them on stream is different than people just knowing, you know what I mean? That was my Valentine's. Oh, and we had dinner at this ramen place. It's so sick. Their spicy, their signature ramen is spicy. It's called the fire ramen. And when they give it to you, they set it on fire. I don't have a picture of it with me right now. But they set it on fire. It's like, whoa, that's so sick. And it was really good. It was pretty spicy. I asked them to tone it down because I was still like recovering from super spicy noodles that had my acidity acting up. Anyway, fire ramen, negative spice tolerance. I'm so sorry. It's really, really spicy. I'm kidding. It's like bulldog. Like the spice level's like bulldog. But it was presented really cool. And I'm planning to take my parents there this weekend. I don't know when, but that's the plan. Because we love doodles in the family. And I just thought it might be cool to show them that. Yeah. So that was my Valentine's. It was cool. It was fun. Other life updates? Oh! I watched Miku. I watched Hatsune Miku. I went to Miku Expo Manila 2025. November. Wow, that took me so long to say. I don't have any photos on my PC. But I do have photos of the day, I hope. Yeah, no, I have photos with my buddies. My buddies and my little plushies. For Miku Expo, my buddy Chris, I went with Chris and Marie. We did want to stream together to talk about it, but it's been 3 months, so I think it's fine that I talk about it. Miku Expo was so. I believe it was a Sunday. I'm double checking. Yeah, it was a Sunday. It was a Sunday, so because my family and my parents are very religious. We go to church every Sunday, so we go to church, we have lunch, and then we go to the area of Miku Expo, and then I meet up with my buddies at Aperitif in Moa. Aperitif is so cozy. I love the vibes of Aperitif so much. It's so pretty. It's a bit expensive, I think, but like considering the taste is a little expensive, but when you consider the presentation and the atmosphere. I'd say it's worth it. It's a really nice place. We got like this high tea, like this afternoon high tea thing. So we had tea, and it was like the tall tier of like sweets and sandwiches. And then we all shared that together. It was well, and we were catching up. It was really nice because I've known Chris and Marie since we were like 12. Okay, maybe not 12, maybe like 14. But still, we've known each other a really long time. And the last time we saw each other was 8 years ago. 8.5 now. And so it was really nice to like get to meet up and catch up. Because we're all in very different parts of the Philippines. Like, you need a plane to see each other, parts of the Philippines. So it's definitely difficult to do so, but I'm glad that Hatsune Miku brought us together. It's funny, because like the way it happened is I was still debating if I wanted to go to Miku Expo, which was stupid, by the way, because I love Hatsune Miku. But yeah, Marie DM'd me. She was like, "Hey, Anya, I know we haven't talked, and I know this might be weird, but are you going to go to Miku Expo? I just wanna see if like I have any friends going." Because I think that was the day of ticket selling, or the day before. No, it was the day of ticket selling. Because right after she asked me, I was like, "Ooh, you know what? Yeah." I immediately go on the site and buy the cheapest still available ticket. Because the VIP and the one right after VIP, I think premium, plus the cheapest and the second cheapest tickets were all sold out by the time I checked. So I managed to get another cheaper ticket, the cheaper half. So I bought a ticket. I'm like, "Marie, I'm going." And then I talked to Chris. I was like, "Hey, Marie and I are going to go watch Hatsune Miku. I know you love Hatsune Miku. Let's go watch Hatsune Miku." And she also bought a ticket. So it was like it was a really, really good like meet up hangout. We also ran into another buddy. We were all part of the same group, but we are not in the group anymore. But it was nice just being able to see each other and like catch up for a bit. Hatsune people brings people together. It was so good. Yeah, and then did we? No, we did not have dinner together. I had another buddy that was there that had a car. So like he said that he had a gift in his car for me. So I'm like, "Okay, let's go." We go to his car, and then my buddies needed to go to their Airbnb. So I was like, "Okay." And then he drove us to the Airbnb. It was just a really nice day. My problem is I don't know what to do with my light sticks anymore. So they're just kind of like hanging on a hook in my room. Like, I don't know of any concerts to bring them to. I'm thinking if I should just keep them so that I can like, you know, so I can just have them if there's a concert I can go to that can use light sticks. The thing is, I don't keep up with J-pop or K-pop or anything. I'm not a J-pop, K-pop girly. I'm a Vocaloid, Taylor Swift girly. So I don't know if I'll ever have the opportunity to use light sticks. So they're kind of just like sitting in my room. I should probably keep them as like memento, for Hatsune Miku. Probably will. Okay, if you were at Miku Expo and after Kaito's performance, you hear someone going, "Kaito, ang guwapo mo." That was me. Translation, "Kaito, you're so handsome." If you heard someone say that, that was me. That was me. A little, I was not embarrassing, but shameless is the word I'm looking for. A little shameless. A little shameless. That's my male wife right there. And then I got home really late. Like, obviously, it's a concert. I think the funniest thing is that I was wearing a smartwatch, and because of the way I was like swinging my light sticks or like raising my light sticks, it thought I walked like 17,000 steps that day. But when I checked my phone, because my phone also has like a step counter, step tracker, it was only 8,000. So my hands raised the light stick at least math at least 9,000 times, which I think is really funny. I'm almost out of tea and my nose is starting to itch. Miku Expo was great. I'm so glad I got to go. I think that's pretty much the life update. Walk so far in the virtual world. That's true. I did. I wish I could talk to Miku on my phone the way they do Project Sekai though. I need to meet Hatsune Miku in the flesh. Need to shake her hand and say, "You are so cool." Oh, I need to update these bots because I don't use Ko-Fi as much anymore. I use VGen more. Remind me to do that. What? Okay, I think that's pretty much everything that happened in the past 4 months. To summarize, I had a depressive episode that caused me to be antisocial. I watched a lot of yaoi. Not even a lot. I watched Given twice. And the summer Hikaru died twice. I got a job and left in the 4 months. I would say mostly personal philosophy. Because like the job was fine. It's mostly personal philosophy and my own work-life balance. It did not work for me. I watched Hatsune Miku. Oh, one last update. I don't know if I think I tweeted about it. I had a minor surgery. Oh, there. Okay, two things related to the minor surgery. Excuse me. First, I went to Japan. I believe I shared that. If I'm remembering correctly, I went to Japan. It was 5 days or 6. 5 or 6 days. I don't quite recall. But I went to Japan. It was fun. I don't think my photos from then were that great. Let's see. I didn't really edit them, I think. Oh, I have this one. Oh, yeah, I did minor edits. I have that. Pause. I have this. Japan just has a lot of cool plants. Ooh, this one. Of the night. I forget where we were when I took this. I forgot the name of the location. God. Oh, this one's one of my favorites. It's not particularly cool. I just think I just like it. I like the depth. And I like the contrast of the white paper with the red everything. I think it's cool. What's another photo I enjoyed? Oh, yeah, when I was looking at my photos, I was like, I really like alleyways. It's something I noticed with myself. I like alleyways. I have that. I have this. This one isn't an alleyway, but I do think it's cool. Just like leaves. Like ginkgo tree? Is that what it's called? Ginkgo tree. So yes, I went to Japan and that was fun. That was cool. But about a day or two before we had to go back home, I noticed a lump in my armpit. There was a lump in my armpit. I'm like, Mom, I'm scared. What if it's cancer? But it was a few days before we had to go home. So we're like, let's just wait until we can get home. So we did. We went to our dermatologist. Because it's not the first time I had a little lump in my underarm. But usually the dermatologist can like, what's it called? It's like a mini pimple that needs to be popped. It's usually just like that. But this one was big. This one was huge. I went to the dermatologist. Like, it's happening, but it's like so much bigger than it usually is. And then she says, "Okay, this might have to be surgical. You need to have it removed surgically so they can see exactly is in it and what's wrong, what happened. So we're like, okay. The next couple days we go to a surgeon, which is like I wouldn't. Does he count as a family friend? Just, we know him. The family knows him. We go to him, and he's like, okay, you can go do an ultrasound right now, and then in 2 days come back with the results. I'm like, okay, so we do the ultrasound. But okay, so we had it checked on Tuesday, and the results come out on Thursday. That day, during the first blah blah blah, during the first checkup, the surgeon was like, with a lump this big, I'm surprised it's not inflamed. So I don't think you have to worry too much because it seems calm. But we'll find out more with the ultrasound if it's like what's in it, right? Should I have trigger warning the like medical talk? I'm so sorry. Just step away then if this bothers you. But yeah, the doctor was like, just get the ultrasound first, and then we'll figure it out when you get the results. The problem is after the checkup, I had work on Wednesday, and that day because handling the booth is physical because I also hand it out to the guests, so it was a lot of walking back and forth, and I think my shirt like really bothered it because when I went back to get the results of the ultrasound and have it checked by him, he was like, okay, now it's inflamed, so we have to like go through everything properly. So they checked the ultrasound. It's like it was free fluid, dog. My theory was that it was like sweat that got caught in the lymph node or whatever. So we're like, okay, so it's surgery. What's the plan? And then the doctor calls and it's like, when is the next free time in the OR? It's like, oh, 7 p.m. today. 7 p.m. today? I'm like, okay, let's do it. At that time, it was early afternoon. So my mom was like, you know what? Let's just go to the mall. So we went to the mall. We went shopping. I forgot what we bought. We went shopping. We had coffee. And then we came back for the surgery. The procedure itself lasted like 20 minutes. My nurse was so cool. She was so sweet. So while I was like lying down and they were starting to prep the area, she was like, oh, is there any music you want to play? I'm like, can you play Taylor Swift's Folklore album? Because like it's at the area it was local anesthetic, so I don't feel the pain, but you can feel the pressure, and it's such an odd feeling. So I was just there feeling the pressure in my underarm and just singing along to Taylor Swift. And they were like, are you okay? Do we need to slow down? And it's like, no, I'm fine. I'm just being a baby. I barely feel it, but I'm just scared that I will, you know? So there I had the surgery and it's fine. And then they had it cultured, whatever. The worst part of my recovery, like it was just there for a week. The worst part of my recovery was that I couldn't shower properly because I had to keep the gauze there. The power of Taylor gets you through it. She does get me through. Like I couldn't shower properly because I had to make sure that no water gets into the open wound. Yet like I overheard them in the OR. I think it was an intern or a resident. They were like, wait, an intern is a resident just the first year. Anyway, one of the residents asked, oh, how are we going to close the wound? And the surgeon was like, oh, it's small enough that we don't have to stitch it closed. It will probably be better if it healed entirely on its own without stitches. I'm like, I'm gonna be walking around with an open wound in my armpit? What the hell? Sorry, my mic is speaking. I hope that's better. I'm gonna be walking around with an open wound. Which is fine, I guess. That's fine, whatever. So I was doing that. Just the whole recovery, I could not shower properly. So after a week, he has to come back so he can look at the progress, I think. Was it a week? No, it was just a couple days. What are we talking about? After a couple days, he said, "Come back and we'll see how it's holding up." And it was fine. He changed the dressing. He was teaching my dad how to change the dressing properly. Like, okay, this is how you take it off, and this is the ointment you need to apply so it doesn't get infected. They said that they were worried about it getting infected because it was in a very prone to sweat area. But it turned out fine. I'm still here. And that was like 2 months ago. So I had surgery there. And then my dad had to change it every day. I was so scared because when the doctor was changing it, it didn't, like, it wasn't unbearably painful, but it was enough that I was like, oh, kind of hurt, you know? So when it was my dad doing it, I was so scared. I was gripping the sheets, dog. I was like, please, please be careful. You're not a doctor. Please, you wash your hands, right? You're wearing your gloves, okay? But when he was doing it, it didn't actually hurt anymore. So we had to do that every day for like 2 weeks, and then we used up so much gauze and so much medical tape. We had to buy more medical tape, I think. It was just so much. And it healed perfectly fine. My problem with that area, not area, with that time of my life is that I could not shower properly, which hurts because I shower every single day. I live in the Philippines where doing nothing gets you sweating. So I'm just not being able to shower every day. I was like, it was miserable. So what I really, 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 really wanted to shower. I felt like there's just this need to get in the shower. So what I did was, like, before we had to change it out again, I wrapped it in a hanky and I just kept my arm up and was really awkwardly washing myself because, like, okay, this feels so much better already. Just like not even the full shower, but I did manage a somewhat decent shower, but just being able to get my body wet and, like, oh, just the warm water felt so good. And then by the time I was like able to actually properly shower, it's like, the wound is closed. There's just like a dip in my armpit. There's like a little dash. So that's cool. I had my first minor surgery and I was awake. Unless you count wisdom teeth removal, in which case that's my second surgery. Because I did have my bottom wisdom teeth removed. That happened like December. God, over my birthday, dog. It wasn't during my birthday, it was after my birthday. Because during my birthday, I kind of just sat at home, watched a bunch of shows, and chilled because I was so tired from my travels. So that was sick. What else? Did anything else happen in my life recently? In the past 4 months I was gone? I think those are my main updates. And I'm gonna be so for real, I thought I would only yap for 20 minutes. Considering how much actually happened. But I'm glad I managed to stay over an hour. Maybe I should do just chatting sometimes more often. Possibility. Considered. It is considered. We will think of topics and I can do just chattings. This is fun. I just talk at the air. And it's perfect timing. Super Yapper Pro content, let's go. I mean, that's kind of what it means to be a streamer, no? Just being able to talk to the air and continue talking even if there's no one in chat. Like, there are people watching, but not everyone in chat. People are, that's how this is how it is. So I'm glad I still have that skill. The air occasionally yaps back. That's true. My air conditioner is running. It is running. That counts as the air yapping back. I suddenly felt my back ache. Which is perfect timing, actually, because I'm almost out of tea. I think that's my sign that I'm close to ending. Can you... I forget to check if you can hear my music. I'm playing freaking Dan and Phil beats again. I should change my my description because I play Dan and Phil beats more than my normal BGM. It's not even my normal BGM anymore. Okay, he is officially finished. I'll finish the There was a joke there that it didn't quite make it properly. I'm glad I decided to do this. In my first just chatting stream ever, and I feel like I did well. I think those are my updates. Do I have updates? Oh, I mentioned this righty. Huh? I don't get it. Another update. If you live in the Philippines and you would like to buy some original art or some Hatsune Miku prints, I am going to Comic Cat QC at Centris Elements this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Oh, like Rip Bati. RIT! Okay. It's gone now. It didn't register because I was reading it rather than hearing it. That makes sense. That's a good one. So yes, I'm going to convention this weekend. I still have to prep everything. Ugh. And on hopefully Thursday, because tomorrow I'm going to start con prep with a buddy, and on Thursday I want to make last minute additions, which is basically counting stock. That's all I'm gonna do on Thursday. I'm gonna count stock. That's the plan. And I do want to do that on stream. I did mention it in Discord. Question mark. Yeah, counting stock and packing my bag. That's what I said I'd do. So that's the plan. That's the plan this week. And then on Friday, I do have work to do that I cannot do on stream. Unless you're open to me, like, working, but I can't show you what I'm working on. So that's a plan. Probably work on it next week. Because I'm busy working on the convention for the week. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that. I'll rest on Friday. So, wow, I yapped for a little over an hour. I'm so proud of myself. I still know how to stream despite not having streamed for 4 months. I still know how to talk to the air and to chat. It was good. I hope that this little just chatting kept you guys company. If you guys were working on something, I hope that it, yeah, I hope it helped your company. I hope my yapping was good for you in some way. Very good stream. Thank you, Cheese. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. This was fun. I had fun. I should do this more. Maybe okay. Ooh, this would be fun. Cheese, are you in my Discord server? Question mark. Arrived at work. Excellent timing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just asking if you are in my server because I have an idea where I can ask you guys. Okay, there should be a link in my about. If not, I should update that. Okay, words are hard. Oh, what was I talking about? Frick. Okay, I was gonna say maybe in the Discord server I could add a channel where we can discuss or decide on a topic for me to yap about. Just so we can have like little update times. Oh, you do not see a link? Frick. Let me fix that. Oh, it's under socials. Yeah. There you. Yay! Let me adjust some of it actually. Because I don't use that BGM anymore. Dan and Phil beats. And let me link their Spotify. yeah, I do want to update my panels. I should update my panels. Yeah, because this branding doesn't match what I have right now. But I do want. I've been saying this for like a year now. I want to like design my own like layouts and stuff. Whatever. I'll think about that another time again. So thank you all so much for joining me today. I'm trying to kick back into streaming more often, and I think I'm on a good track. I think I'm doing well, if I do say so myself. I hope I kept you good company. For anyone who said hi, who dropped by, thank you so much for dropping by. Anyone who lurked, I appreciate having you here. Any and everyone that stops by, no matter what their engagement is, I appreciate having you here. Thank you so much. So that's all from me today. And I will see you on Thursday for my con prep stream, hopefully. And hopefully, if you're in the Philippines, you can come and see us at Comic at QC, table A17 under Star Shrine. So that's it. Yeah. For you, Cheese, have a good work day. I want to say have fun. I hope your day is not miserable at work. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Goodbye.